Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 10 of my Football Manager 24 save with Bradford City. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 25 likes on today's episode, that'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Get your thoughts in as well down in the comment section down below. Now, obviously, I would highly advise you to go and check out last episode if you haven't already, because we had 27 pieces of transfer business, 14 signings, 13 departures. We made another signing as well. Today we have Leeds United at Ellen Road in the AFL Cup, and then also another league game. Obviously, our start to life in the league wasn't particularly great, with a 4-0 battering at home to Shrewsbury Town on the opening day, so I'm hoping for a little bit of a turnaround in this one against Leeds. But they're a very good side. They've basically got a full Prem squad, haven't they? So anything other than a 10-0 battering, I think, would be a slight positive. Make sure to drop a like on there for me. Subscribe if you are new as well, though, and let's get into it. And that new signing then is our first loanee of the window. Eli Campbell has joined the club on loan from Everton for the remainder of the season. We're only paying £240 per week towards his wages. Very good centre-half. Did okay with Fleetwood in League One last season. 3.5-star current ability, obviously 5-star potential. I think his contract with Everton runs out in 2025, so the end of this season, so a permanent deal might be possible. He is only with the club though until January. I submitted the offer, and then only after I'd submitted it and agreed the terms did I see it was 5 months, and then I rejected it and tried to offer him a longer one, and they said no, you can only offer the offer that you've just done. So he's here until January. I guess I'll have to wait and see what happens, but he's obviously left-footed as well, which is something that we have needed, so quite happy to get him in through the door. Our finances still looking positive as well, and we've offered a few contracts out to other players as well, which I'll keep under the radar for now. Now, cutting a long story short, it is now the next day. I was halfway through recording this episode, well, basically just recorded the intro, then Bradford City announced their second signing of the summer yesterday, so I had to stop recording that one and then record the Neil Byrne video. So we're back today to finish off today's episode, but it had barely even started. So in today's episode, I can't remember what we said earlier on, but it was about 5 seconds for you. It's been over 24 hours for me. We have Leeds United away in the Carabao Cup first round, and then AFC Wimbledon away as well in League 2. So not an easy start to the season. Obviously battered 4-0 on the opening day. Let's waste no further time though and get in to the first game of today's episode. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up. But for our trip to Ellen Road, we are going very defensive. We are here to hopefully try and take it to penalties. We've got McLaughlin in goal, a flat back five of Halliday, Evangulu, Stubbs, Campbell and Lewis, with Poynton and Diamond on the wing, Ward and Weir in the midfield, and Andy Cook up front on his own. We've got obviously 9 options on off the bench if we need them. Lots of different types of players and all that sort of stuff. But let's get underway for the first game of today's episode. We do need to give Eli Campbell the number 4 shirt as well. We've got, I think, 6 centre-backs at the club, and we're playing a back 4, so we're definitely going to try and get some of them out the door. I know in this game we are playing a back 3, but the plan in the league is to definitely play a back 4, and you look at this Leeds United team, so much quality in there. Diego Llorente, Junior Fopo, Ethan Ampadu, Archie Gray, Dan James, Sam Greenwood, Brendan Aronson. I mean, even on the bench as well, the likes of Joe Geldhart, Cody Drama, proven championship standard players. So it's going to be a very tough game for us. If we can obviously get the job done, that would be absolutely incredible for us. But anything less than an embarrassing result, considering being beaten 4-0 on the opening day, would obviously be very nice. We'll put my formation over there as well. So they're playing the 4-2-3-1. If we went the 4-2-3-1, we would have been battered. So hopefully our 5-4-1 can cause some problems. We're letting them have the ball, and we're just going to try and defend. Don't let them score from a set piece. They nearly have done. We need to wake up. Just under 22,000 in attendance for today's game, so I think that's around 15,000 empty seats at Ellen Road. I think if this was to be played in real life, you would assume it would definitely be sold out. But Brad Halliday having a good start to our game so far. Obviously lost his number 2 shirt and now plays as the 22, and that was a really poor throwing from him though, and Leeds will have the opportunity to come forward. We're trying to defend very deep though, put every man behind the ball and just allow them to play in front of us. If they get in behind us though, that could certainly cause us a lot of problems. As Junior Firpo gets away from Poynton, plays it inside to Aronson, he can certainly hit him from there. He rattles the crossbar and Lewis is able to clear out for a throw-in. The first big chance of the game for Leeds United, thankfully for our sake, has not found the back of the net. Andy Cook already absolutely knackered, but we've actually got a little bit of possession here. Stubbs goes back into John McLaughlin. He sends it long, looking for Andy Cook. It's actually closer towards Poynton. Cook finds Bobby Poynton. The Bradford City fan shoots from distance. Goodness me, if that would have flown in. You can only imagine the bedlam that would have gone in that away end. And it is now Leeds coming down at the other end with Ampadu. A little bit of time on the ball, and he goes back into Llorente. Loads of space to find Archie Gray. He can certainly hit them from there, and Leeds have hit the crossbar once again. To be fair, yes, Leeds have had more opportunities, but it has been, in terms of highlights, fairly even so far. They have rattled the bar on a few occasions. Cook, at half-time, is going to be knackered. Maybe we get Verden Oliver on, just to play as a target man. He's our only other target man option we've got on the bench. And obviously Andy Cook is absolutely knackered. But it's 0-0 at the break. We're going to tell them that they need to... I'm going to disagree with my assistant manager. I'm going to tell them to keep working hard. Let's go into the tactics. We do have Oliver on the bench, right? We don't have Oliver on the bench. We've got Cassidy and Young. Neither of them really target men. So we'll keep Andy Cook on the pitch for now. They've brought Cresswell on for Llorente. Halliday still having a really, really good game. They've now changed formation to go to a 4-2-4 rather than the 4-2-3-1. Greenwood, a very good set piece taker. They've hit the bar and somehow the follow-ups ended up in John McLaughlin's hands. It was offside anyway, but for the third time in today's game, Leeds United hit the crossbar. McLaughlin sends the ball along. Gray beats Weir in the air, and it's now with at Dan James. Lots of pace to burn. Can he get a ball into the box? He's got loads of time to swing one in towards the back post. McLaughlin was scrambling, and the header goes over the bar. Bradford City survive again, and now with an hour on the clock, we are going to look to make some substitutions. Andy Cook is going to come off for Ryan Cassidy, who can't really play as a target man, so he's going to come on and play as an advanced forward, hope for a ball in behind maybe, and Alex Patterson is going to come on for Weir in that midfield, and he's actually going to play as a ball-winning midfielder. So 2 ball winners in there now, and I'm happy to keep it like that. So technically more attacking in terms of the striker, but a little bit more defensive in terms of that midfield. But as of right now, we're surviving well, and I'm happy with what I'm seeing. We're not being embarrassed, which is a big fear I had after the opening day of the season. Let's now make another double substitution. We're going to replace both our wingers. Diamond is going to come off for Clark Adore over on that left side. Can Poynton come off for anybody? No right midfielders available on the bench, which isn't particularly ideal. I think maybe we just chuck Jake Young on that right hand side. I know it's not his natural position, but he can certainly do a job for us there. So double substitution made at around the 75th minute mark. We've still got one more change left if we need it, but it is now a corner for Leeds United. Mensah with his left-footed in-swinger. Deep ball in towards that back post, headed away by Evangulu, and it comes down the edge to Arrington, who can certainly hit them from here, and once again we survive. His shot is off target, and we are now into the last 10 minutes of today's game. It's still Leeds United 0, Bradford City 0. Can we see this game out? If we take it to penalties, that would be absolutely outstanding for us. There is going to be 4 minutes added on at the end of today's game. We're now also going to bring on a penalty taker. Callum Kavanagh is going to come on for Evangulu, and he's actually just going to stay in centre half for the final few minutes, but he's on to take a penalty. But Callum Kavanagh is playing right centre back. The game is done. We've taken it to penalties. Callum Kavanagh is on as well, obviously one of our better penalty takers. And you know what? I'm going to let them it manually be sorted. We are the underdogs today, but go out and cause an upset. Penalty shootout against Leeds United, 0-0 after the 90. Whatever happens here, we've done ourselves proud. Let's get into it. Leeds United to take first, which is not really what you want to see, but it will be Sam Greenwood to step up first. He goes away from John McLaughlin's dive into the back of the net. 1-0 Leeds. Callum Kavanagh up first for Bradford City. Only on the pitch a matter of moments. He steps up and again sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Both teams after one penalty each, and it is now 1-1 on the score. Wobber to step up for Leeds United. Left footer. He strikes and again sends John McLaughlin the wrong way. Very easy penalty when the keeper does dive out of the way. Alex Patterson to step up next for Bradford City. One of our first subs of the game, and his penalty is saved by Carl Darlow. A really nice stop there from the Leeds United goalkeeper, and it's now Brendan Aronson stepping up for the Whites. He steps up and it's a really good penalty. Again, McLaughlin goes the wrong way into the top corner is where the penalty finishes, and Ryan Cassidy kind of has to score here. On off the bench, he steps up and strikes, and he's put it wide. Oh, that's a terrible penalty from Ryan Cassidy. And now it's a big opportunity here for Leeds United to win the match. It'll be Dan James, formerly £40 million player, I do believe, obviously gone for tens of millions of pounds in terms of transfer fees, to win the game for Leeds United. Again, McLaughlin goes the wrong way. We did ourselves so proud in the 90, losing on penalties though to a team which on paper is Premier League quality. Halliday, Stubbs and McLaughlin all should be really proud of themselves. Unfortunately, we couldn't quite get the job done from the spot kicks, but it was still a really, really good performance. I'm proud of your efforts today. It just wasn't to be. And unfortunate we're out of the Carabao Cup, but I think considering we were battered 4-0 on the opening day at home, to then go into a derby and draw 0-0 after the 90 minutes against, on paper, a much better team than us, I don't think it is the end of the world. We've now got Wimbledon away, though, in the league. It's not been a particularly great start to the season in terms of back-to-back losses. Let's now hope we can go on and get the 3 points in this one. Well, I mentioned in the last episode that we needed another option at left-back to compete with Lewis, and we're now bringing in Shane Ferguson on a one-year deal, £1,700 per week, and it just kind of makes sense. Lots of experience, can play anywhere on that left side, and I think will provide some real competition in that position. Spent last season out on loan in Australia, where he nearly got an 8 average rating and made a couple of appearances as well in the Championship. Has never played in League 2 in his career, so first time dropping down for him on a one-year deal. Just provides a bit of competition in that position, which is something that we definitely did need. So we'll get him registered. Again, we're nearly at that point where our squad is almost too big, but we are still trying to get a number of these players out the door. He's going to get the number 23 shirt as well, obviously formerly of Bobby Poynton. We'll get Andy Cook to welcome him to the squad. Another signing in through the door, and he's in time for this match against AFC Wimbledon. Here we have it then. Here's how we line up for the second game of today's episode away at AFC Wimbledon. We've got McLaughlin in goal, a back four of Halliday, Stubbs, Campbell and Ferguson, with Patterson and Weir in the midfield. Beaumont, Clark and Diamond on the wings, with Poynton in behind Young. Andy Cook a little bit tired after the last match. We've got a lot of players with very heavy match loads, which is obviously not particularly ideal. On the bench though, we've got Walker, Cisse, Nati, Lewis, Adore, Kavanagh and Cassidy. So two players you can play central midfield, but not natural in that position. We could already, I mean, we're on match week 3, we could already do with a week's break and not have any midweek matches to come, but I think we probably will have one next week as well. So I am looking forward already to having a little bit of a break, but a really disappointing start to the league campaign, obviously. So today we need to bounce back. We need to get another win under our belts and get back to winning ways, because it's not been a particularly great start to the season, despite which, after 90 minutes, not a bad result against Leeds United. We need the 3 points here. Wimbledon away, a fixture which can, on paper, cause problems. You know, they are one of the better sides in this division, but we are now underway for today's game, and it's an early highlight for Wimbledon. Robinson on the ball, good tackle from Ferguson. He does lose it though, it's very scrappy at the moment. McPake now cleared away by Diamond, something for Jake Young to chase. He doesn't get there. Now Jake Reeves slips a ball through into Tilly. Very good player. Crosses it for Zach Robinson. AFC Wimbledon take the lead. See, I don't know if we're just playing against really good sides here or we're struggling. I know that in pre-season we had a lot of trialists and not quite got that team chemistry, but Halliday massively caught out of position there. The ball comes across. Eli Campbell is tracking him all the way, and then as the ball comes in, he just runs away from it. I'm not really too sure what else I can do about that. Like, he's done everything right, and then just in the moment where he needs to just kick the ball away, he's decided to run away and just completely forget about the ball. Wimbledon are now top of the league, but I presume that'll see us sink to the bottom. And that's a good clearance there from Sam Stubbs, rewarded with another start in this one after his impressive performance in the last match. The ball is now with John McLaughlin. He sends a ball long, looking for Jake Young. Doesn't win the flick on though, and it drops into Campbell. Patterson now switches it out wide into Jack Diamond. Ball inside is a poor one. Jack Diamond's had a really poor start to life at Bradford City. Now McPake slips a ball through into Robinson. Big chance, and he doubles the lead. Is it onside? It is. Zach Robinson with a brace just after 20 minutes hits the clock. And it's AFC Wimbledon 2 at Bradford City 0, and there is genuine concern over my position as manager. We've recruited well, we've signed some really, really good players on paper. Our squad this season is better than what it was last season, but after 21 minutes, again, we find ourselves behind. We're currently 90 minutes plus 20 minutes of this game into the league season. We've scored none, conceded 6, and we find ourselves bottom of the league. Like, that's very, very concerning. And we can't defend, we can't score goals. Maybe we need to go back to the back 3, but then we've signed all of these wingers, which might then seem like, why have we done that? Ferguson now, on debut, swings the ball in. Diamond has to score, somehow heads it straight at the goalkeeper, and now we are going to have a corner, which Ferguson will come over and take. Left-footed outswinger, ball into the box towards that front post, headed away by Wimbledon, only as far as Beaumont Clark. Swings the ball in on that left foot, looking for Jake Young. It's headed across goal, only as far as Jack Diamond. Ball 4 back in, overhit, and cleared away by Wimbledon. Halliday now finds Patterson. Weir looking for Diamond. It's a poor pass though, and now Davidson will come forward on the counter for Wimbledon. Campbell should be able to sweep that one up, and he does pretty comfortably. But again, it's just such a poor performance so far. We've massively not turned up today, and I am really, really disappointed with what I have seen so far. I'm berating them before half time. That's how poor the first half that was, and I think I'm going to try and make as many changes as possible at the break, because so far it's just been disgusting. Cisse is going to come on for Brad Halliday at right wing back, and we're going to play him as a supportive wing back. We're also going to bring on Clark-Adore for Weir in at that midfield. Callum Kavanagh is going to come on for Jack Diamond as well over on that left hand side. Cassidy is going to come on for Point, and we'll drop Jake Young into that number 10 position and let Cassidy lead the line. So 4 changes made at the break, and we kind of just need to see something better in that second half. We're going to play Beaumont Clark now as an inverted winger, get underway for the second half. A quadruple change at the break just tells you how fuming I am after that first half, and also because we've got a lot of tired players. But Staunton now driving forward, ball through to Robinson. He's nearly got his hat-trick. It's off the post, and it's a really nice tackle in the end from Ferguson. If he timed that wrong, that's probably game over. Corner into the box is cleared away, only as far as Tilly tries to get past Ferguson, but again, he's there. I was just about to say he's having a really, really good game from what I've seen so far. Zach Robinson's just got his hat-trick. 3.5 minutes into the second half, on your debut, and you make a massive error like that. I mean, to be fair, he should have had a little bit more help trying to defend that, but once he won the ball back, I don't understand what he's trying to do there. I really, really don't understand what he's trying to do. That is so bad. So bad. Like, all the goals we've conceded, there's not a lot I can really do about it. The players are just not good enough. And I know a good tradesman wouldn't blame bad tools, but surely it's not just me that's seeing this here, that the players are just not doing what I'm telling them to do. My players can't defend, they can't score goals, they can't midfield, and we find ourselves bottom of the league on -7 goal difference when the aim this season was to win the league. I know I said earlier on about, well, if we don't go up, it won't be the end of the world because our young players have got a year under their belt and all that sort of stuff, but we're just getting battered every single game. How can we do so well on paper against a very good Leeds United side, and then in the league we're going to get back-to-back 4-0'd? I mean, it could even get worse than 4-0. Maybe do we just have to try and defend and just play for 0-0 every single week? Why can we not score goals? We can't even create chances. We're absolutely all over the place. Our team morale must be shot to bits. Ferguson's on a 5.9 for goodness sake. What an absolutely terrible performance so far, and I only fear that it is going to get worse. Johnson now on the ball, plays it into Curry. Back into Johnson, he goes down the line into Tilly. A little bit of space for him to turn. Good tackle there from Beaumont Clark, and we might finally have the opportunity to maybe score our first goal of the season. Jake Young now, out wide into Ferguson. Little bit of room, he goes inside it to Adore. Ball through to Callum Kavanagh, who strikes, and he finds the back of the net. We've finally got our first goal of the season. It's Callum Kavanagh with the finish in a game which ultimately is going to end in massive disappointment for us. It's really nice link-up play there between Adore, ball through into Callum Kavanagh, and a really nice finish into that top corner. That almost guarantees Adore and Kavanagh starting in the next match now, because they've actually helped us with a goal contribution. That tells you how poor this team have been so far this season. Look at the XG. They've created over 3 XG nearly. 18 shots, 9 on target. They've absolutely battered us, and they simply just deserve to beat us. Reeve, corner ball in, it's 5. Goodness me. I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. 2 league games, 9 conceded, when we have one of the best defences in the division on paper. I don't know what else to say about that. 10 minutes left of the game, we're 5-1 down, we're comfortably bottom of the table, we've got a -8 goal difference. I'm genuinely lost for words. I have nothing to say with how poor they've been today. Don't we still have one more sub to make as well, actually? We might as well chuck Nate on for Stubbs. He's on a booking, we don't want Stubbs getting sent off. Let's see what happens here. Ferguson, ball in, cleared away by Pell. Only as far as Jake Young swings it back in towards Campbell at the back post. We've scored. Is it onside? It's not, of course not, because we don't get any rub of the green. We scored an offside goal in the last episode. We've got another one in this game here. We're just terrible. Matthews sends the ball long, only as far as Callum Kavanagh. Plays a 1-2 with Cassidy, and now out wide into Ferguson. Having a poor game so far. He swings a deep ball in, looking for Beaumont Clark. Touch out of his feet. Squares it for Clark-Adore. And you know what I was just saying there about how he's worked himself to start in the next game? Yeah, well, he's now worked himself back out of that, because that is an absolutely dreadful finish. Full time, 5-1. I'm hoping by the time we come back for the next episode, I'm actually still in a job, because if it continues like this, I'm not going to last another couple of weeks. Absolutely horrible start to the season. It's disgusting to look at. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me. If you could try and hit 25 likes, as I said at the start of today's video, that would be massively appreciated. Subscribe if you're new as well. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers, so please make sure you are subscribed. If you haven't already, with that post notification bell on, it's free to do so, and it does massively help out. Tyler Smith was sent off for Oldham whilst also scoring and getting played a match. Oh, they're two separate games. Ashton Missing scored his first Kidderminster goal as well, and Michael Rosiak got 2 assists. So our lone players are doing pretty well. Make sure as well to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Any tactics and advice and all that sort of stuff would be massively appreciated. Harry Chapman, he's joining Bristol Rovers for £48,000. Good news that, because we gave him a 1-year deal. I was thinking he might get some minutes this season. We've signed better players than him, so he has officially left the club and he has joined League One side Bristol Rovers this season. Hasn't played at all last season, only managed the 4 appearances and just the 1 start for us, so it makes sense really for all parties. 40 grand in the kitty as well. He's not a player who I've heard of before, but thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one. Peace.